Okay, on this next video, we're now gonna talk a little bit more in detail on the button widget. So the button widget, we added it here on the vertical box. I went ahead and gave it a little bit more width to this. You can do that as well. And now for the buttons themselves, there is several information here that we can change. First of all, how to change the color of the button. Here on background color, you can go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna give this like an orange color, I guess. Something like this. Um, that's gonna be on background color. Color and opacity is more for the letters that are gonna be on top of the button. So if you just want the color of the button to change, just go on background color. Next one, let's also change the color maybe to like a blue. And now one important feature here about bottoms is that you can actually change the padding of the bottom. So I don't know if you're familiar with like web development concepts, but basically this is a very common property in web development where the padding is gonna be the area, the space between the component you're choosing and the margins next to it. So right now the margins are basically this green highlighted area. So if we add some padding, you can actually add just padding to all directions here. Let's say if I add 5, then as you can see, there's like a 5 pixel distance on all directions, but you can specify for only few of them. Let's say I want the top and bottom to just be stuck to the other bottoms. I could just have 0 for top and bottom, and then the right and left have the little space. So as you can see, you can really tweak how it looks with changing the padding here. And then for this last bottom, let's go ahead and also change the color, maybe like to something like a green. And remember, you have the fill property. The fill property fills the rest of the vertical box, uh, so you can change the size that way. Okay. So now, something probably the most important feature about bottoms here that we really want to understand is how to make them clickable and functional. Okay. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and add a text box into the first button. Of course, this is like very large, so I'm gonna change the size of the button text to 15. And I'm gonna change the color and opacity to black. So just have 000 as the RGB values. And now let's change this to just say click, let's put it in upper cases, click me. Okay. Now, how do we make it so that this button actually does something when we click it? So first of all, you have to make sure the bottom is selected, and then make sure this property here is variable is clicked. Okay. So when you click on this is variable, uh, basically you're gonna get the option down here to create a, let me just take this out really quick. Here you're gonna have, wait, give me a second, I just lost it. Okay, here. So when you click on the bottom, if you go all the way in the bottom here, you're gonna find this onClicked event where basically all these events here are for having functionality for a specific action to the bottom. Basically, when we click it, when we release the click, when we hover on it, basically here you are gonna add functionality. So here I'm gonna go ahead and press the onClick event. Remember, to have that show up, you do have to have the is variable selected. If you don't have this, the events are not gonna come up. So now my onClick is created, the event for it is gonna take me to the graph mode where we have the click event for that bottom. And now here I'm just gonna do like a print string node where I'm gonna test uh, button, sorry, button click. Okay. In this way, when I press that button, it will display this on the screen. Okay, so make sure everything's safe. Go back to your game. And when you run this, you can just go ahead and click on that button and it will display the message on the top left. Now, something important to notice is that when the game runs, you have the ability to use the mouse and click, but when you press on the level itself, the input controls are gonna change to that of the character, and then you're not gonna be able to click anymore. Okay, this is because you can actually switch input controls in Unreal Engine in this way. We can later on learn how to like switch back and forth, but right now, just for testing purposes, how it should work is that you play the game, you have the ability to click, but once you click on the level, you lose the mouse, but you gain control of the player. Okay? As long as you have it same as me, it should be fine.